Here we go. So 2016, we had a lot of great superhero movies and a lot of not so great superhero movies. I think we had some of the most anticipated superhero movies of all time in terms of Batman v Superman. How highly, that movie was super highly anticipated in terms of we finally were going to get to see Batman and Superman on the same screen, and a movie as clickbaitish as Batman v Superman. I mean, that's just, you're going in for a fight of the century, right? Gladiators, as Lex Luthor or Jesse Eisenberg, as Lex Luthor described them. But so we had Batman v Superman, we had Civil War, which is a beloved storyline in the Marvel Universe. And those movies are so similar in terms of you have the patriotic superhero that's always like do goody in Captain America and Superman. And then you have the other, playboy, billionaire philanthropist who kind of beats, what's it called? Is it runs by the beat of his own drum, walks by the beat of his own drum? I don't know the saying, but Batman and Iron Man. These movies are so similar if you think about it. But yeah, two of the most anticipated things to come out this year. Then we also got Deadpool early on in the year in February, and X-Men Apocalypse and Doctor Strange, Suicide Squad, and I think that's it. There was 6 of them. Now, of course, there was probably those were the 6 like big blockbuster superhero movies that came out this year. And I kind of want to take thoughts from the chat. I want to go through each one and kind of tell you my feelings on each one and kind of my reaction to each. So let's start with Deadpool. And we're going to start with Fantastic Four. Did that come out this year? That shitty one, or was that last year? Pretty sure was that this year? If it was this year, that's hilarious that I didn't mention it. Okay, so let's start out with Deadpool. Deadpool had, the whole movie was basically, it came to fruition because people online saw that test footage. They saw that test footage and they were like, oh my god. Like, if they were to actually turn this into a movie, it would be the most epic thing, especially with Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool. They were like, this guy personifies Deadpool. And I think in some of the actual Deadpool comics, he always, I think he would say like, oh, I always envisioned Ryan Reynolds playing me. He would always mention Ryan Reynolds. So this was a match made in heaven, guys. We should be so happy that we got Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. But the movie people went in with pretty low expectations, right? I mean, it's a Deadpool movie, had a super low budget, but people had faith in Ryan, and people had faith in the people that were making it. They didn't have faith in Fox, but they had faith in Ryan Reynolds. Because Ryan Reynolds he's been Deadpool before, guys. He was Deadpool in Wolverine Origins. And I don't think Ryan had any say in that, because if he did, that wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't have turned into a freaking, Weapon 11, or the thing where they took away his mouth and they gave him Baraka blades and he rarely even talked. He's the merc with the mouth and they took away his mouth. Okay, I don't think Ryan Reynolds would have signed off on that if he knew exactly what they were going to do to him. But anyway, going back to Deadpool, yeah, so the people went in not really, I just followed you on Twitter. Thanks a lot, Kashif. People went in and they didn't really know what to expect. And when you go into a movie with low expectations, and a movie like that comes out where that was really truly the essence of Deadpool. It was a very Deadpool movie. It was raunchy. It was rated R, which was a huge risk in the industry, guys. I don't think you guys understand how much of a risk that was. X-Men hadn't been killing it with their movies. X-Men, Fox hadn't been killing it with the movies. The X-Men movies did all right, but the fact that they trusted the director and they trusted the vision and they trusted the style, and they really trusted a niche audience with this rated R thing, and it paid off so much. It paid off brilliantly that now we're getting a Deadpool 2. And Deadpool, I think, currently sits at around an 84% by critics and like an 89 or 90% by the general audience. So that movie just overperformed so much, and it's definitely one of my favorite superhero movies from 2016. let's go ahead and move on to where do you guys want to go next? You guys want to go to Batman v Superman, Civil War, Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange, or Apocalypse? You guys tell me. I'll go by the I'll fly by the seat of your pants here. Ty Fly says Batman v Superman. Okay, let's get into. We'll do Batman v Superman, and then we'll do Civil War. So Batman v Superman, there was so much hype, guys. There was 3 years of hype. This movie was first announced that it was going to happen in 2013 at San Diego Comic-Con. When Zack Snyder revealed the Batman Superman logo, the crowd went crazy. A lot of you have seen that YouTube video. And that's just it, guys. They waited way too long to deliver this movie. I've even heard that they extended the deadline in order to it should be 101. They extended the deadline because they had to do some finishing touches or whatever, but they gave us this movie so freaking late, and for me personally, it did not live up to the hype. I wanted very different things from what this movie gave us. I just think in a movie titled Batman v Superman, we should have got a lot of Batman and Superman and their relationship and their dynamic, and Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne dynamic. But no, this movie was jumbled with so much stuff. They had to accomplish so, and they decided that this was the movie that they were going to try and start out their universe. They decided this was the movie they were going to bring in a Lex Luthor, they were going to bring in a Doomsday, they were going to bring in Alfred, they're going to bring in Batman. But yeah, they tried to accomplish so many things with this movie. This movie should have focused on Batman and Superman's relationship. And I always go back to the Batman Superman movie, which is the world's finest 3-part crossover, where they focused on not just physical fights between the two, but their yeah but they focused on their ideologies, especially when it comes to crossing that line. Superman was always the Boy Scout, but in this Batman v Superman, Superman was not a Boy Scout. Okay, he pretended he tried to be the Boy Scout. He's like, you can't just go around doing what you want. The bat is dead, bury it, right? Trying to be on a moral high ground after he snapped Zod's neck. Sorry, drink break. But yeah, guys, this movie was all over the place. You guys are well aware of my feeling about Batman v Superman. I would rate it a 4 or 3 out of 10. It just failed on so many levels. One of the biggest missteps, I think, was Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex. He was just playing like a very socially awkward guy. He wasn't really Lex. That's not how Lex is. I understand what they were trying to go for, like an evil genius type Lex, where he's just so evil and so intelligent that he appears socially awkward. But that's pretty much just Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network. That's not the Lex Luthor that I think a lot of people wanted. I think a lot of people wanted the presidential, the regal, the Lex Luthor that is trying so hard to be the embodiment and as powerful as Superman, not only physically but mentally. But yeah, Rotten Tomatoes agrees. Most of the critics, I think this got like a 20 something percent. Critics gave it like a 23%, and the general audience gave it, I don't remember, you guys don't quote me on it, but it was like 50. It's a very polarizing movie, and there are a lot of people out there that will defend this movie to their dying breath, guys. There are a lot of people out there that will defend this movie to no lengths, and I commend them for sticking strong in their beliefs. And their one of their main reasons is that it's something different. It's something different than Marvel's doing. They took risks, which I do commend them for their risks, but I think they took the wrong risks, and they took the wrong risks in terms of some of the casting decisions that they made. Like I said, Jesse Eisenberg, Jared Leto, and Joker, which we'll get into further on. But and also, changing the core essence of some of the characters. People want to call TC open calls, bro. All right, yeah. Instead of me just rambling, we're gonna make this interactive. I was just gonna go through each movie, but it's already taken me a long time to just go through 2 movies. I realize that it's gonna take forever for me to finish up my my breakdown here. Let me just finish Batman v Superman, and I'll start taking some phone calls and hear about what you guys thought about your favorite movies and stuff like that. Let me just finish up on Batman v Superman. I think they changed the core essence of the characters in terms of Superman. That's not really Superman, guys. The Superman we're getting is not classic Superman, and I'm not saying that they needed to make him like the cliche cookie cutter, Boy Scout, but what they're trying to give us is some guy who's like conflicted and doesn't know whether he wants to be a hero. He doesn't look like he's having any fun saving people, which you can't. Superman should be, that should be a joy of his life, that he feels good about doing good for others. And then Batman, the core essence of his character is to not cross that line. Batman has this one rule, and DC pretty much decided, because this is an older, Batman who's been through a lot, that he's already broken his rule. So, and The Dark Knight Rises Batman has never been one of my favorite Batman. So personally, I don't like the decision. I don't think that The Dark Knight Returns Batman, where he's killed already, is my favorite version of Batman. It might be some of your guys' favorite version. Okay, I'm opening the phone lines. Let me pop up this phone number here. Everybody in IG chat, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, it's at the bottom right now, or you can click on my Instagram profile. The link is in the bio. I didn't even have Skype open. You guys just heard me open up Skype. Ugh, rookie. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Anyway, did I say Happy New Year? Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for showing up and hanging out. I know some of you guys are at parties, or if you're not at a party, you're probably, are not doing much on this New Year's Eve. So we got a phone call. Let's take it. Our first one of the day. We have 504. What's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Yo, go follow Superhero Facts Daily.
Superhero, is that you, Colin? Superhero Facts? Okay, well, he called just to say go follow Superhero Facts Daily. Everyone should be following him already. Everyone probably already is following him. He has 250,000 followers, so even if you guys aren't, you probably are. Let me see. Harley deserves a movie. Margot killed it. I don't know about that. I don't want a Harley movie or a Gotham Sirens movie. I'd rather have a Mad Love movie. That wasn't me, a friend of mine. You're having your friends call and promote yourself. That's funny. Okay, well, you guys, you say you wanted me to open up the phone lines, and I don't hear any phone calls, so I'm going to continue on my superhero movies. So we talked about Batman v Superman. Let's move on to Civil War. At first, when I saw Civil War, I was delighted. I was like, oh shit, that is awesome. You got to see Spider-Man, Black Panther's in there. You got to see Ant-Man, and there's a lot of... We got a phone call. Let's take the phone call. This looks like the same number. 504, what's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Hello.
What's going on? Are you trolling me, or are you actually going to talk about something?
I'm going to talk about something.
Okay, what do you want to talk about today?
What are your thoughts on Tom Holland's Spider-Man?
I think he's going to be a great Spider-Man. I think he's going to be the best Spider-Man. I think he's a combination of Tobey and Andrew, and yeah, I think he's going to be the best one we've seen.
Oh yeah, and also go follow Superhero Facts.
What? Ugh. Okay, now I know not to answer calls from 504. We got another phone call. 714, what's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. What do you want to talk about today?
Who do you think is better, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield?
Okay, that's a new question. Most people ask, what do I think about Tom Holland? Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield? I like Tobey better, just because I don't think Andrew Garfield was geeky enough to look like Peter Parker. I think he's too cool. He was too cool to be Peter.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great Spider-Man, but I don't know about a good Peter Parker. You got any other questions for me?
Yeah. Another one? Oh yeah. Are you gonna do trivia today?
Trivia, I might do it. I have to keep this under an hour, so we'll see. If I have some time, we'll do it.
I have one question.
All right. What's up? Talk to me.
Why is your forehead so fucking large?
Because I'm old and my hair is receding. That's an obvious question. It's called genetics, and it's called getting older. Say hi, Eunice. If they're considering casting Megan Fox for Sirens, that means they'll probably over-sexualize them, even though Catwoman is pretty much a sexual person, but not the other two. What is your opinion on all of the celebrity deaths? It sucks that, all these people are dying. The one that was really shocking the most to me was Anton Yelchin, the one from Star Trek, where he was like freakishly trapped, behind a car. That was super sad. Getting our phone call. Let's take it. 201, what's up? You're in a Geek Cave.
Hey, what's up, man? I just wanted to bring up something about Batman vs Superman and see what you thought about it.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you, other than them adopting the Dark Knight Returns, do you know what they were thinking of going with an older Batman? Because I would have preferred to see a younger version. I know everyone saw the origin story already, but I feel like they could have done something different, and instead of having an extremely older Batman, I feel like it's going to seem weird carrying it on through the next couple of movies coming out, and I don't know. I just didn't really agree with that. I would have liked to see a younger Batman.
You know what, dude? I totally agree with you. I would have loved to see a Batman in like his late 20s, early 30s even, so that, as we go out throughout this universe, he ages and he becomes more experienced. He becomes better at his job. Now that they gave us already a Batman who's like pushing 50, he's like mid 40s or whatever. It's hard to believe that he's gonna be as badass for that long. Like when you're old, your body just ages. So, I would, in a perfect world, I would have loved them to went younger, because if this DCEU is supposed to be around for 10 plus years, then Batman's going to be pushing 60 by the time we get to the end of it, and him, being as flexible and as and as agile as he is now is not going to be too believable. But yeah, man, I would agree with you. I wish he was a little bit younger.
Yeah, I think it's, for Marvel, it's easier to hide, Downey's age, and with Iron Man, because obviously it's a different suit. But yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I had another one. Do you think they should adopt a storyline from the Arkham games? Because, there were rumors that the Batman solo film might take place in Arkham. Would you like to see that?
I love everything about Arkham Asylum. I love that movie, the animated movie Assault on Arkham. I definitely want to see something surrounded, with that area and the whole, all the inmates, and see cameos from different people. One thing, going back to what you said in the first question, I think the reason they chose to go with an older Batman is so that we can eventually get Jason Todd, and Robin can be resurrected or something like that. So I do think they're gonna give us the Red Hood thing.
Yeah.
That might be a reason why they went with him older.
Yeah, I could even see them doing something, Batman Beyond related as well. I mean, I think that would be something really awesome to bring to the big screen. As well.
I mean, he's never been brought to the big screen before. And it would definitely introduce a lot more people to who he is, because not a lot of people know about Batman Beyond, aside from like the hardcore people who watch the cartoon or the comic book readers. But yeah, definitely, man, I agree.
And it would give Ben Affleck a chance to stick around and be the mentor and stop putting the suit on.
Exactly. Yeah, he could be walking around with a cane. I could totally imagine Ben Affleck just grumpy. He's grumpy anyway, so he would fit perfectly as that older Batman.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for taking the call.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for calling in. Happy New Year, by the way.
All right, you too, man.
All right, bye. Awesome call with awesome questions. Some Mr. Gibbetson says, "I don't want Red Hood." If you guys are in the chat, don't forget to Hulk smash that thumbs up button. Oh, that is disgusting. We have a phone call. Let's take it. 909. What's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Yeah. Who do you think would win in a fight against the Flash and Spider-Man?
The Flash and Spider-Man. That's a great question, because Spider-Man does have his Spidey sense, but the Flash is so fast that I think he'd be able to be faster than the Spidey sense itself. So I'm gonna go with the Flash.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Spidey sense is definitely something to think about, because depending on Spider-Man and his reflexes, but the Flash is faster than the speed of light. So yeah, definitely Flash.
Yeah, he would be faster because I think so that his spider sense would be too slow to catch the Flash, and if you web him up, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but great question, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right, thanks. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Bye. Of course, there are going to be versions of Spider-Man. There could be certain versions of Flash, and vice versa. But in generally speaking, Flash is just gonna be too fast for Spider-Man. Was that you, MC Speed? That's what Martin Barry's asking. I like your face. That's when someone's saying an IG live. Thank you. Who was that? The Blue Fire. What are your thoughts on the Star Wars and Star Trek fanboys? I don't really know too much about Star Trek, guys, I'm going to be honest, but you guys tell me, is the whole Star Wars, Star Trek controversy like the Marvel DC thing? Like, do they go at it like that? Like, Star Trek is better, or Star Wars is better, Marvel, DC. Is it the same thing? Sega, Nintendo, all that. Is it a heated rivalry to the level of like Marvel and DC people? Are you drinking some champagne tonight? No, but you guys can tell I'm not wearing my hoodie, which means whatever I'm drinking is keeping me warm enough to not wear it because it's cold in here. I called asking about Batman, Shady 1692. Michael, that's New York Knicks guy. I know who you are. Thanks for calling, man. It's a great question, too. Who would you want to play Wolverine after Hugh? I've said multiple times Tom Hardy would be excellent and perfect. I think he embodies Wolverine, and he just looks like an aggressive person. Like, he looks like an intense human being. Because your profile. All right, so what movie were we on? I lost track. This can kind of go wherever. It doesn't have to be about favorite movies of 2016 or ranking the movies. But we talked about Batman v Superman. We talked about Deadpool. We touched a little bit on Civil War. Doctor Strange was a strange one. No pun intended. I thought it was a good / great movie. I think it did what it needed to in terms of introduce sorcery and magic into the MCU. I think it told a great story in the beginning. I would have loved to see more of his character develop before he became Strange. And let's take this phone call. I love getting interrupted. 504, what's up? You're in a Geek Cave.
Yo, I was just wondering, do you think that the DC Cinematic Universe can ever redeem itself to be as good as the MCU?
That's a great question, and it really lies on two characters for me, or three characters. It relies on Superman becoming the Superman that I want, and it relies on Jesse Eisenberg, his Lex Luthor becoming a darker, more serious, not goofy or socially awkward type Lex. He needs to become more cold and calculated, and more like the Lex Luthor that I think people want. And then also Jared Leto's Joker needs to convince me more and turn and give us a lot more Joker moments. In terms of when we're watching the screen, we're like, okay, that's freaking Joker. Like that's something Joker would do. But I think those three characters need to really turn it around to kind of save what they kind of destroyed so far in terms of the core essence of those characters.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, no problem, man. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Yeah, guys, it goes back to what I think were the three, not miscasts, the two miscasts of the DCEU, which is Jesse Eisenberg and Jared Leto. And also changing the core essence of Superman and Batman. Those four things, if they were to tweak those four things a little bit and change them up, then, and they were to, change them into what they are classically, then I think they can kind of save the entire universe. But they have a lot of work to do because their arrow is pointing down, in my opinion. Yeah, they are making money with these movies, but people are not happy with these movies. I mean, half the people are, but those people are just in denial. Triggered. 215, you're in the Geek Cave. What's up? Okay, he didn't. I just heard myself talking, so I was practically talking to myself. TC, we didn't not need Torn. We need Scott Eastwood. Scott Eastwood did absolutely nothing, dude. And he was so hyped, like, oh my god, is Scott Eastwood gonna be Dick Grayson? Oh my god, does his uniform say Grayson on it? And then he ended up having the most insignificant part in Suicide Squad, which nobody cares about, nobody remembers. I would be embarrassed if I were Scott Eastwood. Oh. Finished it, guys. That's it. So, as soon as it wears off, I'm gonna start getting cold. Marvelous DC Facts 1 says, what do you think of the CW shows? I think at first they were really cool, like Flash and Arrow, like season 1. But then now, they're running out of things to talk about and they're just getting super corny and campy. Let's take another phone call. 215, what's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Hey, sorry about earlier. My phone connection dropped. There
No
was
problem.
a time period where Marvel and DC were combined. What would you think? What would your opinion be if that happened again?
In the comics or on screen in the movies?
Both.
I think if they would happen in the comics, I think we need some fresh matchups because they always do the same types of people against each other. Like we've always get Superman versus Hulk or Superman versus Thor, and we always get the Flash versus Quicksilver, which I understand why they do it because they're literally doppelgangers of each other, and they have the same powers. But I would like to see some different, matchups. Maybe do like a Green Lantern versus like a Spider-Man, two very different types of heroes. Or, just switch it up. Captain America versus like a Nightwing, or just I would like to see different mashups if they were to do it again. And in the movies, that story would be so hard to tell in the movies. It was hard for them to tell that story in the comics in terms of how these universes met and why they're actually fighting each other. So if they can get a great story behind it, which is really gonna be really hard to do. I would love to see, the classics on screen, like Superman fighting Hulk. That would be awesome. Batman, Captain America, and stuff like that. But yeah,
all right.
Those are...
All right, thank you.
No problem, man. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
But yeah, some fresh new matchups would be cool. A lot of people have seen multiple times the, Hulk versus Superman, Captain America versus Batman, Shazam versus Thor, Green Lantern versus Surfer, Flash and Quicksilver, all the doppelgangers, Deadpool versus Deathstroke. Where's the Bleach exotic legendary gamer? You said 10,000 subs, right? I'm not even close to 10,000 subs, so no Bleach in my immediate future. The DC can redeem themselves by having a Stan Lee cameo. That's hilarious. Batman versus Iron Man, who would win? That's a good question. I meant for Wolverine. We need Scott, not Tom. Oh, okay. Well, Scott Eastwood. I hadn't really thought about that. I don't really know how good of an actor he is though, because I didn't see too much of him in Suicide Squad. So, yo, I forgot about the stream, the JX. I really didn't expect a lot of people to come tonight because tonight's New Year's Eve, man. You guys got lives. You guys got things to do. No worries, man. Well, if you got here late, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Everybody in the chat here, I should have at least 13. You guys tell me how much I have. I only say 13 because there's 13 people here right now. All the cave dwellers. Did you just start? No, I've been going for about 41 minutes now. Actually, probably like 30 minutes. 10 minutes was just BS. Martin Berry's over there at a party and he's watching, which is crazy. Aren't there people talking around you, Martin, right? You can't really hear what I'm saying. You got your headphones in and you're not being sociable with everybody at the party. When we doing trivia. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to the trivia in this stream. I might start a second stream where I do the trivia because I got to cut this off at 1 hour so I can edit the first part because we can't have that music playing or else it's going to get copywritten by YouTube. Happy New Year, IG chat. We got about 4 hours and 10 minutes here till New Year. I'm sorry, I don't have a life. Stay on till 12? Yeah, right. That'd be like a freaking 5-hour stream. Ziad, you were the one that was asking me about trivia earlier on Instagram. Thor versus Green Lantern would be very interesting. I could see, you can see Green Lantern trying to like create Mjolnir with his construct, which would be kind of stupid because you're not gonna get the power from it. You're just like making a hammer, which he's done before. It's 2:50 a.m. and you're still at a party, Martin? That's crazy. It's crazy talk. All right, so I was on Doctor Strange before I got the phone call. I don't even remember what I was saying. But yeah, in terms of the movies that I think were successes, it was Deadpool, Civil War, and Doctor Strange, which two Marvel and a Fox. And the movies that I thought were disappointments were X-Men Apocalypse, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad. I thought X-Men Apocalypse was a huge failure. It was so cliche, guys. Apocalypse, everyone saw what he looked like at first and were like, okay, maybe we should give him a chance. They're trying to go with like this, Egyptian king type thing where he's not like a big dude like he's supposed to be. He's not like a Darkseid or a Thanos. But he's like smaller. Like maybe he evolves throughout the movie. Maybe there's some CGI added. But no, it was just like kind of like a small Apocalypse. I wish I had friends to invite me to a party. What would you do if there were no superhero movies? Good question. That would suck. I'd probably be doing, still watching the cartoons or the comics and video games. Movies aren't everything. Let's take the phone call. 347, what's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Hello?
Hello, what's up? You're on the Geek Cave Show.
Oh, what's up?
Not much, man. What do you want to talk about? We're talking about superhero movies in 2016. Which ones were your favorite?
Has to be I think
BVS.
You loved BVS over all the others?
Yes.
Okay. Give me some. Why do you like BVS so much?
It's That's a tough question because I've been waiting to see Batman and Superman done correctly on screen for a long time.
Yeah. So you think maybe because it's the anticipation and then you finally got it?
Yes.
Okay. So you're happy with Superman only having like 21 lines of dialogue in the movie? He only had 21 lines.
Yeah, I know. Maybe was it Spider-Man that had more dialogue?
Yeah, Spider-Man had more dialogue in a cameo.
Yeah. I mean, does he really like? I don't know how to explain it. It's Superman. He fights for himself. Like, does him talking really like matter when he's fighting Doomsday and fighting Batman?
No, I understand what you're saying there. Like, he's not like a Deadpool who's always like talking while he's fighting and making jokes. He's kind of like serious, and he does say something like, "Oh, like Doomsday, you better stop it now," or he does have some dialogue. But I think people kind of talk about the whole, him needing more dialogue in terms of character development. Like, we haven't really spent a lot of time with Clark in Batman v Superman. And
that's
we were supposed
my
to.
one issue.
Yeah.
That's my one issue because was it on the newspaper? Did it say Clark Kent has died? Did he die? I believe.
Yeah, he dies at the end, and they throw him 2 funerals. They throw him a one that's for Superman, and then one for at the Kansas funeral. Which I don't know why people wouldn't put 2 and 2 together and say, "Oh, so Clark Kent is Superman," because they both died at the same time.
Nobody's gonna do that. Yeah, I get that. Always bugs me.
All right, man. Well, you got anything else for me?
No, nothing really. Just wanted to be in the cave.
All right, cool, man. Thanks for calling, and Happy New Year.
Same to you.
All right, peace. There you go. Someone who loved Batman v Superman. That's cool. I'm not gonna. Everyone has their own opinion. I have my own opinions. I trash on Batman v Superman. I trash on certain things, but I'm not gonna discredit people based on their opinion. I can give them, reasons on why I have my opinion, and if they decide to change their mind and be like, yeah, then that's up to them. Doomsday was a CGI mess. We got another phone call. Let's take it. 201, what's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Shady again. I had a couple more Batman vs. Superman questions for you.
Cool, what's up, man?
I wanted to know what you thought about this. I don't agree with how they handled it, but I think that, because I know you're upset with the Superman we got and Batman killing, I think that after Dawn of Justice, I think everything is going to change to be what you wanted Batman vs. Superman to be. How Superman, his morals and everything, and Batman not killing, because at the end of Dawn of Justice, Bruce Wayne was telling Wonder Woman, I failed him in life, I won't fail him in death. I just wanted to know what you thought about that, because I really do think that that's the direction they're going to be going into. I don't agree in the execution, but I do think that everything is going to change after these events. Yeah,
you bring up a great point, because I thought that the moment that Superman, that would click for him was when he snapped Zod's neck and he had that emotional cry out after. Remember that? Where he's like, gets emotional and he screams. I thought that was going to be the moment where he kind of changes. But I can see where you're going with it in terms of, we're going to get this resurrected Superman, and however we get him, he might be in the black suit with the long hair and the silver S. And it might be at that point where he finally decides, like, okay, now I'm going to be Mr. Moral, and now, I've learned my lesson and stuff. And when it comes to Batman, they're going to have to try a lot harder to convince me that he's changing his ways, just because he told Wonder Woman one line. But I think they will do that. They'll try to do that with Superman in the whole, kind of like rebirth, resurgence and stuff like that. So technically it would make sense, but like you said, I don't like the execution, and I think he should have learned his lesson after snapping Zod in Man of Steel.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this movie should have been the greatest comic book movie we've ever seen. And, I really can't believe, because I've heard you talk about it, it was, a few-minute fight at the end, and it's unbelievable that the cartoons are better, and the cartoon movies are better than any DC EU movie that's out, and it's a joke to me that this stuff happens.
Yeah, it is a joke, and it all comes down to the people that are making these movies don't have the passion for it or don't have the knowledge of what people really want, and they're not really, huge fans. They're just media. They're just not media people, but they're corporate people who work as producers and directors, but they don't have that strong passion for the characters.
Mm-hmm. I have just one more question. What do you think about Deathstroke as being the villain? Because for the Batman solo film, because I think he's the perfect villain to bring up now. I think it's something we've never seen, and I really think that he's good. He's going to be a really good villain.
I'm kind of up in the air about it because I don't think of Deathstroke as like a classic Batman villain. When I think of Batman villains, I think of the classics like Two-Face, Joker. I don't know, not Harley. Just the classic ones, like Clayface and blah blah blah. But I don't know, man.
More action-wise, hand-to-hand combat and strategic. I think he's something that the big screen hasn't seen again as well. I think it's again, like I said though, I would like to see a younger Batman against Deathstroke, but unfortunately, we're stuck with this.
No, the action is going to be freaking epic. Like, I can already picture. What's that video game where they had Deathstroke in? It was one of the Arkham games where they were, like, fighting in the snow.
Origins.
Yeah, Origins.
That cinematic was beautiful.
Yeah. If we get anything close to that, on screen, it's going to be epic. I just hope that they tell us a great Deathstroke story along with all the epic visuals.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, man.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for calling back. Happy New Year.
Take care.
Bye. I heard that big bad things about Assassin's Creed. Yeah, I heard Assassin's Creed is not too well. All right, this might be the last call, guys, and then I have to end the stream before it hits an hour so I can edit it.
All
right, 714, what's up? You're in the Geek Cave.
Hey, man, I was asking, why does everybody like this guy, Tom Holland? He is not good at all. This British freak, I don't know why. It's American actors only. He is an American comic Spider-Man. This is not fair. I'm tearing up right now, and this is really pissing me off. All right, man? This is a really...
Okay, that guy is just trolling and triggered. So anybody can play anybody. It doesn't matter if you're American or British or of a different race. I had to bench that guy. I could have tried to respond to that, but there really is nothing to respond to. A world without DC and Marvel is a world I don't want to live in. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and have to wrap up because we're inching close on the hour mark, and I do want to edit the beginning of this video. So, if you guys haven't hit that thumbs up, smash it now. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I am gonna stop this stream and I'm gonna start another, and that's where we can just hang out. We don't have to be like super formal or whatever. We can just chill and talk about anything. And that video I'm probably not gonna upload to the channel, but I will upload this one to the channel. So yeah, make sure if you don't come back for the other one, make sure you're following me at Geek Theory TC on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. Happy New Year, guys, and go get some sun, cave dwellers. And I said that without messing it up. What a miracle. Whoops. Testing, testing. Uh-oh.